What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tattooed Angler here, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you an explanation on one of my favorite confidence baits that I have been very successful in, along with every angler that I know, and that is the illustrious, the sexy, the very versatile, and very effective chatterbait, aka bladed jig. There's different variations of this bait, but it is very effective, and there's different ways to use it as well. I'm gonna go ahead into detail about that. But if you like what you see, please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notifications of your boy Mr. Tattooed Angler. But nonetheless, I'm wasting time right here. I'm trying to explain to you guys on how to use this very awesome bait. So stick with me and stay tuned. Let's go ahead and cut the BS and get right into it. The first chatterbait that I'm going to pick up was the one I just showed you, and that would be the black and blue chatterbait. This one just happens to be a 3/8 ounce black and blue chatterbait, and it's got a little silver blade on it, just like, I mean, typical chatterbait. Reason being I pick up this one first and foremost is because it's black and blue. It creates a silhouette in any type of clarity of water, whether it be muddy or tannic or clear as gin. I picked this one up because chances are this was going to be seen in all types of different types of water. Now I will adjust and change up colors depending on the light condition. So say it's a sunny day, sunny day, clear water, you want to go with something more natural. So I will pick up more of like a green pumpkin-y chatterbait and use that. And also, with the wind speed will depend on what trailer I will throw on this bad boy. Now, saying it's, let's say 0 to 5 mile per hour winds. Okay, barely any wind, just a little bit of breeze and whatnot. I will probably slap on some type of crawl trailer or beaver trailer onto this, and actually I will play it on the bottom because it is a jig. So you can treat it like any normal jig that hits the bottom, and you can bottom play off of it, and it is very effective. Reason being is because it's a jig. When it boils down to it, that's exactly what it is. It's just got a blade on it, but that blade is also very effective because it creates so much vibration, and it is so loud to bass. Largies and smallies, they cannot stand the flutter of a chatterbait. Now, with the wind speed, like I said, 0 to 5, I'll use some type of more of an actual jig trailer on it. So, your typical crawl, your typical beaver trailer that you would use on any normal jig that you'd be playing off the bottom with. Now, if it's 5 miles per hour and above, I switch it up just a little bit. So, with that being said, I'll add a swim bait trailer onto this. This one just happens to be red. I have a red thunder cricket here, actually. And, I'll add a swim bait trailer, or I'll add a fluke style trailer to my chatterbait. And with that, I also make it more of a retrieval thing, because a lot of people just like to use it in the one instance of just casting it out and retrieving it in. That's good if there's actually more wind to it. You know what I mean? Like if there's more wind coming your way or whatnot, very effective, and you can burn this thing or you can slow retrieve it. Just depends on the situation, like I said. So like with this one, I'll also put some type of rage bug on there or what have you that's got some type of action at the back of it and flutters and causes vibration as well. Like I said, this one is this is actually a jackhammer, I believe. I think so. Yeah, this is a 1/8 ounce jackhammer. This is a little bit smaller profile. This typical color right here, this red and this black with this trailer, I would use in, say, a sunny condition. I would use it in the sunny condition, a high light condition in dirtier water or tannic water. I would use this. And this is also superb in the springtime during spawn or pre-spawn. So I would use that, and it's very effective. Like I said, it just depends on the situation and the wind conditions. With the wind conditions being low, I'm going to play it off more off the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to treat it more as a jig. But when the winds pick up, I'm going to treat it more like a swim bait. So, yeah. This thing, no matter where it is, any type of chatterbait, no matter what color, what have you, However you play it out, it is literally, probably the most effective around grassy areas. So you want to look for like grass patches or on the edge of grass lines and whatnot. This thing will draw them out of those grass lines, especially if they're tucked in and they're hiding away from the heat, or they're just it's like I said, like high light level, and they don't like they don't like the sun like that, so they will dip back in those grass patches and whatnot. This thing is effective constantly around grass. This is the number one grass bait that I will use. Like I said, it's the first thing that I'll pick up, especially if there's like a higher wind. Yeah, oh definitely. And with the different weights of the chatterbaits will depend as well. So like this little guy right here, this is a 1/8 ounce, jackhammer. I will use this more in shallower water with grass patches, obviously. That's what I usually like to use the chatterbait. You could cast it out in open water and it'll do the trick as well. It just depends on your retrieval. I like to switch it up with whatever condition it is, especially with the wind. The wind is like the most important thing to me. So, the higher the wind, the chances are I'm probably going to let it sink down a little more and burn it a little faster, have a faster retrieve to it, and I will probably have something more fluttery as a trailer, just like the swim bait, this swim bait trailer. So yeah, the chatterbait is very effective year round. I have caught fish on it in the dead of winter, and I have caught fish on it in the heat of summer. As a matter of fact, it's the beginning of September. It's still hot, and I will definitely throw a chatterbait up until, oh Lord, I mean, I'll throw it all year round if need be. It just depends on the retrieve that you want to use. It's very effective for me when I switch up retrieves. I usually base my retrieves definitely off the wind speed. Now, with that being said, this color right here, like I said, I was talking about the red, is definitely killer during pre-spawn. Pre-spawn and actually post-spawn as well. Like, I will be using this color probably here in a little bit. Once the temperatures start cooling down, I'll start using more reds and more natural colors and stuff like that. It's just my confidence bait. That's what I like to use, and I catch a lot of fish on it. I've caught big fish on it, small fish on it. With this, there's so many different ways that you can use this, and so many different sizes. Like I said, I got a 1/8 ounce. That's the lowest I'll go. I'll never go lower than 1/8, and I don't even know if they make anything less than an eighth of an ounce. All the way up to 3/8. I think I got maybe I don't know. I think this might be a half. This might be a half ounce. I think I'll go all the way up to at least like 3/4 of an ounce on a chatterbait. I won't go any more than that because I feel it's a little bit overkill. I like to get to the bottom fast, just like anybody else, but I also know how to play off the weight and everything that goes along with running a chatterbait. Now, these are my main three colors that I use. I use the black and blue. I use like a green pumpkin, more of a natural color, and I'll use the red or orange. I will switch it up sometimes, and I will go with like a white chatterbait or a chartreuse chatterbait if there's like low light. I'll switch it up and go with like low light. If there's a low light condition, say muddy water, definitely gonna go with the black and blue. That's just the way it's got to be. They see that a lot better, and it creates a silhouette. I'll use like white and chartreuse in situations of like sunny to like real muddy water. You always want to use something either bright or either dark when it comes to muddy water. But like I said, with the light condition, it differentiates on what colors to use. And I don't really keep it too difficult when I do use the chatterbait. Like I said, there's only like 3 or 4 different trailers that I'll throw on one, just depending on the situation. You could throw this anywhere, shallow, deep. As long as you know what the retrieval is and you feel confident on using it and you get strikes on the retrieval that you're using and the color, go for it. Like everybody's different. Everybody's got their own little way. So Here's another one. It's a different. Actually, this one is not. It's just a normal bladed jig. I actually got this down in Gunnersville, and it's got a gold blade on it. I definitely would use this in sunny condition with dirty water. That gold blade is very effective in dirty water. Depending on the size of the blade, depends on the vibration that it gives off. So, and different vibrations give off different levels of sound as well. There's these ones, if I'm burning them, if I'm burning this one, I think this is a 3/8. If I'm burning this one, it's gonna thump. Like, you can feel it in your rod tip. And that's also another thing that you need to look out for too. You want to make sure that the blade is vibrating no matter what. Even if you're playing off the bottom, if you're jigging off the bottom, and when you lift up, hopefully you want to feel for that blade to be able to vibrate, because it's sending off those sounds to those fish, and it aggravates the ones that are closer to the bottom. If if you're swimming this over top of some grass where bass are hiding, that, like I said, that blade will irritate the hell out of them, and they will cause them to follow up, see what's up, and then it's num time. This bait right here is the most definite. It has to be in your arsenal. You have to have tried it. If you have not ever tried it and caught a fish on it, I highly recommend it. I fish the chatterbait every time I go out and bass fish, pretty much. I try to, at least. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want to focus on other baits, but that chatterbait right there, the chatterbait, the jackhammer, the thunder cricket, all of them bladed jigs are very, very, very effective baits. Just depends on how you use them. I'm giving you my opinion on what I do to be successful, because you all have seen me catch fish. This is the bait that I use. This is one of the baits that I use to be able to be successful at catching fish. Dinks, donks, you name it. I've caught 5-pounders, 6-pounders with a chatterbait, and I've caught 5 ounces and 6 ounces with the chatterbait. Depending on what you retrieve and your colors will depend on what strikes. No matter where you are in the country, no matter where you are in the world, the chatterbait is top notch. Well, guys, I hope this helped all the beginner and even advanced anglers who have not had any confidence in the chatterbait. Just go out and try it. Go to your nearest Walmart, Bass Pro, Academy. They have chatterbaits. Z-Man chatterbaits. You got your Thunder Crickets. You got your more expensive jackhammers. Those are a little bit more expensive, but they're also really effective too. They got really sharp hooks on them. I would advise starting off with just the normal Z-Man chatterbait. That's my go-to. Like, that's the first thing that I'm going to throw. And then, like I said, depending on the situation is when I start switching up, trailers and colors, depending on what is comfortable with you. My thing, I would start off with the black and blue if you've never used a chatterbait. I hope what I told you helps you out. I know it's my way of doing things with the chatterbait, but I'm successful at least a good amount of the time, and I would hope that you can build off your own and do your own thing with what I just gave you. I just gave you very simple information. I hope you're successful at it. And honestly, I'm gonna go out tomorrow and throw a chatterbait. I don't even know what the weather's gonna be like, but I'll tell you right now, one of them is gonna be in my tackle box. And I hope I see you guys out on the next one. I'm gonna get to sleep. I'm tired. Peace.